They told you that you only use 10% of your brain, but what if that was never true? What if the real limit has never been your brain, but the way you've been taught to use it? In this video, you'll discover how to awaken the full sacred potential of your mind. Through spiritual science and practical rituals, you'll learn to synchronize your brain, access deeper awareness, and live from a place of total inner power. You're not here by accident. Your awakening has already begun. For centuries, the world has whispered a myth so persistent it carved itself into our collective belief, the notion that we only use 10% of our brains. But the cosmos, ever patient, watches as science begins to catch up with ancient wisdom, revealing that the entire brain, in all its complexity, is alive with untapped potential. Each neuron pulses with electric divinity, and the glial cells, often ignored, stand as the silent architects behind the veil, weaving networks of connection far deeper than we ever imagined. To walk a path of spiritual awakening is to realize that your brain is not a cage, but a cathedral, a sacred space designed for co-creation with the universe. These hidden regions of the mind aren't dormant, they're waiting for you to activate your mind, awaken its potential, and recognize that your thoughts shape not only your perception, but your reality. Have you ever felt like there's something in you that hasn't been fully expressed? That's the whisper of dormant power asking to be known. Modern science now confirms what mystics once knew intuitively. The collaboration between neurons and glial cells isn't mechanical, it's alchemical. These microcosmic sparks orchestrate your cognitive states, opening gateways to inspiration, clarity, and higher consciousness. It's not just about thinking more, it's about thinking differently. And when you begin to harmonize thought and presence, action and stillness, the mind becomes a sacred tool for transformation. Pause for a moment, feel your brain, not just as an organ, but as a portal. Imagine golden light flowing through its corridors, illuminating forgotten rooms, dusting off ancient knowledge buried beneath societal norms. This isn't just a mental exercise, it's an initiation. You're remembering your role as a creator. And if the brain's true nature is this divine, what other secrets might be hidden in its architecture? Are you ready to discover the sacred balance that lives within your own mind? We explore the mystical power behind the guardians of neural harmony, the glial cells, and how they might hold the key to unlocking deeper consciousness. Have you ever felt lost, disconnected from who you really are? I created 3 transformative ebooks to help you reconnect with your true essence. Click on the link in the pinned comment and begin your transformation now. In the stillness between brainwaves, something extraordinary is happening. Beyond the buzzing of neurons and the fireworks of synapses, there lies a subtler, almost invisible intelligence. The glial cells, long thought to be mere scaffolding in the cathedral of the mind, these gentle custodians are now being seen for what they truly are, the hidden alchemists of your inner universe. They don't just support neurons, they guide them, nurture them, elevate them. Imagine them as cosmic gardeners, tending to the soil of your consciousness. Each thought, each intention, blossoms more brightly because of their presence. They regulate your brain environment, clearing away static and debris, allowing clarity to emerge like a full moon rising over a quiet lake. They're the harmonizers of chaos, tuning your inner orchestra to the frequency of personal growth and creative expansion. In the sacred dance between neurons and glial cells, something divine unfolds. Brain synchronization. It's the foundation of hemispheric collaboration, where logic and intuition no longer compete, but complement. These cells facilitate deeper states of awareness, gently shifting you into flow states where ideas pour in like rain on fertile ground. They heighten your sensitivity, your mindfulness, your ability to perceive beyond the veil. So next time you sit in meditation or breathe consciously in nature, feel into your brain as a living temple. Know that even in silence, these unseen companions are working with you for you, elevating your brain potential toward alignment with your soul's purpose. And as they awaken, so do you. But what happens when these ancient systems of harmony begin to reflect a duality within us? In the next step of this journey, we'll enter the temple of dual consciousness, the left and right hemispheres, and the sacred dance they must remember. Did you enjoy the content and it made a difference for you? Click on Super Thanks and support our work. Within the vast cathedral of the mind, two great forces dwell in harmony, opposites yet inseparable. The left hemisphere, keeper of logic, language, and structure. The right, guardian of intuition, emotion, and vision. For too long, we've worshipped one and silenced the other. But ancient traditions knew it is their union, not their separation, that unlocks divine perception. The left hemisphere draws the map, the right reveals the stars. One helps you calculate the steps, while the other urges you to dance. Together, they create cognitive flexibility, the kind that lets you move gracefully through life's paradoxes. One anchors you in the now, the other whispers possibilities from beyond the veil. To live in balance is to honor both, to let the scientist and the mystic coexist within your mind. But balance doesn't mean splitting time between the two. It means inviting them to collaborate. Through mindfulness and intentional practices, you can initiate a sacred conversation between these twin intelligences. Try journaling with both logic and feeling, or paint after solving a puzzle. Or speak your truth, then sit in silent reflection. These acts awaken holistic thinking, where every action is aligned with mind, heart, and soul. What if the answers you seek aren't about choosing one path over another, but learning how to walk with both feet, left and right, earth and sky, thought and vision? The hemispheres aren't just regions of the brain, they are reflections of your divine duality, craving reconciliation. But how do we bring them into harmony, into true union, beyond theory and into experience? We'll uncover the hidden movements and daily rituals that awaken the sacred circuitry within, the practice of hemispheric synchronization. There are moments, subtle, fleeting, when your body and mind fall into perfect rhythm. You feel it in the stillness after a breath, in the pause between thoughts. That's where the magic begins. This is the realm of hemispheric synchronization, the sacred union of left and right, logic and intuition, masculine and feminine, creating one fluid consciousness. A bridge forms, and through it flows a deeper awareness of who you truly are. But this isn't a mystical concept reserved for monks on mountaintops. You can access it here, now, through cross-lateral movements, simple gestures like touching opposite limbs, walking mindfully, or even practicing alternate nostril breathing. You invite both hemispheres to collaborate. These rituals align your brain's frequencies like tuning forks in harmony, enhancing cognitive flexibility and activating states of insight, clarity, and peace. In this state, brain synchronization becomes more than biology. It becomes transformation. Creative pursuits like drawing, dancing, or even cooking with presence suddenly open portals to the inner world. Your thoughts become more fluid, your intuition louder, your vision sharper. You begin to see connections others miss. You're not just using your brain, you're becoming it, every part of you working together, awakening. So tonight, before you sleep, place one hand over your heart and the other over your belly. Breathe deeply, let the hemispheres merge in silence. Feel the electricity of ancient wisdom returning home. The veil is thinner in this space, and the more you practice, the more the sacred union becomes your natural state. But how do we ground all this into everyday life? How do we make this activation last beyond the sacred moment? We'll explore the rituals, practices, and subtle choices that activate your full mind and bring holistic thinking into your daily reality. Now that the gates are open and the mind is awake, the question arises, How do we bring this sacred energy into the everyday? This is where the spiritual meets the practical, where ancient knowing becomes daily ritual. It's not about dramatic change, it's about presence. Each moment becomes a choice to tune in. When you engage in mindfulness, you aren't just calming your thoughts, you're activating your mind, aligning with your brain's potential in real time. Simple embodied practices like mindful walking or cross-lateral yoga poses rewire your brain gently but powerfully. These movements, like reaching across your body or tapping into rhythmic breathwork, stimulate both hemispheres, reinforcing brain training through natural, fluid action. Even creative pursuits like painting, journaling, or dancing barefoot in nature become sacred technologies for deeper personal growth. Every conscious act becomes a portal. Lighting a candle while focusing on an intention, taking a cold shower and observing the mind's reaction, holding a crystal and aligning breath with its vibration. These aren't just rituals, they're catalysts for holistic thinking, helping you integrate intuitive insight with rational clarity. And when you practice consistently, the brain responds. Neurons light up, glial cells guide the symphony, and you begin to embody a new cognitive state, one that's whole, aware, and awake. Let this be your invitation. Choose one practice today, just one. Sit with it and watch what unfolds. Perhaps start with a few minutes of mindful breathing, allowing both hemispheres to meet in silence, or draw freely without judging. Let the sacred seep into the ordinary, because when your daily life becomes a sacred field for experimentation and intention, the invisible becomes visible, and the mundane becomes magical. Now it's your turn. How will you begin activating your full mind today? Tell us in the comments, which practice spoke to your soul? Mindfulness, creative rituals, or cross-lateral movement? And here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, commit to just one conscious brain-activating ritual each day. Observe, feel, reflect. If this message resonated like this video, subscribe and activate the bell. We're just beginning to uncover the sacred codes of your mind, and your journey is far from over. You've just unlocked the power of the mind, but what if your thoughts were only half the equation? In the next video, we go deeper into ancient knowledge, invisible forces, and the forgotten art of shaping reality through energy. You're about to learn what only a few ever dared to explore.